Are we sadistic for wanting to see villains suffer? Maybe, but that doesn't mean it isn't good fun. Sometimes a bad guy is so deliciously evil that he warrants being offed in an appropriately gruesome manner. As such, here are 5 more brutal villain deaths seen in superhero movies. In at number 5, Loki, Avengers Infinity War. The Norse god of mischief has been a thorn in everyone's side, but the Thor sequels did play up his anti-heroic aspects. This culminated in the beginning of Infinity War, wherein Loki connives with the Asgardians to defeat Thanos. When the Hulk assault fails, however, Loki moves on to Plan B, pretending to pledge fealty to the Mad Titan, only to then strike him with a dagger. Thanos, of course, sees through his trickery and proceeds to strangle Loki to death. His face turns pale, his veins pop, and blood drips out of his nose till at last he is gone. A horrible way to go. At number 4 we have the Green Goblin, from the original Spider-Man. Willem Dafoe was cemented in pop culture when he took on the role of the Green Goblin. Billionaire Norman Osborn was turned into a superpowered human darkly influenced by the malicious persona. This persona convinces Osborn to make Peter Parker suffer, culminating in him beating Spidey in an abandoned building. Spider-Man eventually gets the upper hand, but this doesn't stop Osborn from making a last-ditch effort to kill him with the glider. Peter's spider sense prevents this, causing the machine to stab Osborn. As he bleeds out to death, the man begs Peter not to tell Harry before dying. Tragic and callous. Number 3 we have Gideon Graves from Scott Pilgrim. It's hard to imagine a brutal death in the world of Scott Pilgrim. Characters explode into coins whenever they're beaten, playing to the video game aesthetic of the movie. Despite this, Graves somehow got a harsh end. The final ex of Ramona Flowers, Scott loses to him at first, but comes back with a vengeance. Graves' demise starts with him first getting kicked in the nuts. Following this, Scott and Knives unleash a massive combo on him that pays homage to the Street Fighter games. With Graves on his last legs, Scott finishes him with a kick to the head, splattering it into change amidst a conveniently red background. Dang. In at 2 we've got Hector Hammond from Green Lantern. Green Lantern may be a laughingstock now courtesy of Deadpool, but it has its moments. One of those being Hector Hammond's death. Hammond is a creepy scientist who gets infected by Parallax's power. This slowly mutates him, malforming him into something hideous. When he fails to defeat Hal Jordan, Parallax decides Hammond has served his purpose and absorbs his essence. Hammond screams as his body is drained of its life force, leaving him nothing more than a pile of dust and small bones. In at number 1 we have Donald Pierce from Logan. Though mutants are endangered in the timeline of Logan, that doesn't mean there aren't those that still hate them. Cue Donald Pierce, an enforcer for the Transigen Corporation, which experiments on mutant children. He spends the majority of the movie threatening and attacking Logan and his company, each effort being thwarted, albeit bloodily. During the final fight in the forest, the kids he's been hunting down joined Logan in a last stand. Combining their powers, they restrain him to the ground with the vegetation and slowly constrict him to death, blood seeping into the perimeter around. And there you have it, 5 more brutal villain deaths in superhero movies. What are some others that stand out in your head? Leave them in the comments below and be sure to subscribe to Flickering Myth for more content.